You know, the funny thing about meditation is that in the beginning, you don't know how to focus on the breath. Or if you can, then you're lucky, but some people can't. So they are just sitting there and observing what is going on the psychological plane. And over time, one can discover that there is an instance, there is somehow an observer that is observing those thoughts and feelings and emotions and whatever's going on in the body. And one can learn to become more comfortable in the present moment without trying to change something about the present moment right now. And then you can start to observe the breath without getting distracted all the time. The thing is, the next step after that, once you feel like you are good at this, and I'm just talking from my experience, not from specific teaching, that you are going back to the first step, but it's different. It's kind of different. So you're letting go of your breath, and you're just being, but you're no longer really aware of your psychological personality. You're just kind of melting into nothingness. And this is just the truth, for like the truth with a capital T. Because normally what most people do is they try to find happiness in the world. It's just not there. There are some highs and lows, and whenever you're feeling like there is a high, I feel happy, it's temporary. Because once you have fulfilled your ego's desire, it relaxes. So it feels like I'm good. I don't have to do anything for just a moment. I'm good as I am now that I've accomplished my goal. But then it feels like if I'm staying in this relaxation, it feels like the world is getting ahead of me, so I have to continue to do my things. Which is not a bad, it's not wrong to think that. It's just that your happiness is not dependent on those things. So when you can really just let go and fall into your being and really disconnect from your psychological self and discover your real self, you'll find this happiness and fulfillment, which is always here for free. And the thing is, the ego might think this will make you lazy, because when you have this fountain of infinite happiness, you will just sit there, become a vegetable. You won't do anything. But it's just not what happens. At least that's not what happens in my case. It's giving me strength and balance and motivation, and it just gives me this zest for life. And yeah. And all you gotta do basically is just to let go. So it's not a doing, it's not something you do, it's something that remains when you stop doing, when you just stop. I wonder if you can do it right now. If you're relaxing right now, if you're sitting or laying on your couch or bed, hopefully not in the car, you have to concentrate. But when you are just relaxing right now, when you have the opportunity to relax and just be, don't do anything, don't expect anything, just be like someone who's there in the house with an open door, just welcoming whatever wants to enter your house, just being here. And also just, if you want to, you can remind yourself, and sometimes just whenever you feel like you are caught up in thought again, just say let go, just relax and melt. You are letting go of the I, of the psychological self. It's just falling apart. And it's actually so beneficial to discover this deep I, this deeper self. Because I can see it right now in my life. I'm on a diet right now, so the mind is very excited about results. It is thinking about how I will look when I'm done with the diet, and but I was on a diet earlier in my life. That's not my first diet, and I saw how my mind was just telling me that this end result will give me happiness. So I was constantly restless about this goal. So I was restless and I wanted to attain it. I wanted to be there, rather there, but not here. So I was constantly trying to move through time with effort. It's not good enough here. But now that I know that once I've attained this, reached this goal, then it won't be pleasant, really, because I could become even better, right? So I will never feel fulfilled. It's never enough. So now it is a good discovery to know that there is something, the actual thing that will actually fulfill you. It is already here. You have already access to it. And once you have this infinite fountain of fulfillment and happiness, you can do whatever you want with this energy. Someone asked me, how can you have goals when you've discovered your true self? It's just you can still have goals, but the motive is different. You're not doing it because you want to feel like you're better. You're just doing it because there's just this natural willingness to be a creator. Right? Because this external world is just an extension of your internal world. They're not two things. It's just the self and the same self out there. For example, when you are deeply depressed, and trust me, I know how that feels. When you're in your bed and you're deeply depressed, you don't know what to do. You don't know you have no direction. You don't know what to do, and you want to get some help, but it feels like there's so many advices. You don't know what to do, which path to take. So you decide to come back to yourself and regenerate, and you will have this natural compass. It will guide you literally, like you don't have to worry so much. If the life force says rest, your mind says, I don't know why would I rest, but the life force is just forcing you to rest, which is why it's called life force, because it's just, even though the mind says I should clean my room, but the body just doesn't clean the room. There's this inner conflict, but the life force is just forcing you not to do it because it's time to rest. But the mind is restless, so you have to learn to let that go. And also something that can happen is when you are really, you're doing this every morning, you are just resting in your being, you're melting, and you feel like this state of being is here for the whole day, and you feel like, I got it now. So you stop paying attention to your true being because you feel like, I got it now. It's the ego that's coming back. The ego is coming back and says, you got it now. So let's focus on the more important things. Let's focus on the external world and let's get some things actually. Then you will feel like you're losing yourself again in this duality. So it is a constant coming back to what you are, which is easy, but it's also easy to forget. It's easy to forget, but it is the very source of every action you take. it is the thing that is determining whether you are doing good deeds or negative deeds, things that are not healthy for you and your environment. Yeah, I felt like sharing that. So if you want to, you can like this, subscribe, and have a great day.